What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're going to be talking about project management tools.
Yeah.
So how to get your shit done
At the right time, at the right place, you know what I mean, with the right people.
managing your projects,
Yeah.
your to-do list.
Yeah.
As you know, when you're running a startup or a business, you have a lot of projects happening at the same time. And sometimes it really helps to have an overview of all the projects and where they are at.
Yes, and it's always important for you to have everything planned out and you know the status of projects. You don't just freestyle when clients have already paid you and there's deadlines, there's timelines. So you need a little bit of assistance. And the great thing about the time we live in is that a lot of the assistance that we need come in the form of apps. So,
And some of them are free, some of them
Yeah.
are paid. But depending on your budget, you can use the ones that fit you.
Exactly. And so Lungster and I have been talking about some of the ones that we've sort of used and experienced, and we just want to speak on those ones. I know personally, I've used about maybe 4 different ones. I've used Slack, I've used Trello, I've used one called Teamwork, and I've used Asana. And my experience, a lot of them work the same. The whole idea behind like a project management sort of software or app or website is to just help you order your tasks, help you set up push notifications, help you keep track of resources, right? What resources do you need? For instance, certain projects we may need you to outsource maybe certain things. So for you to even delegate roles and delegate work, you would need to have some assistance from a project management perspective where you can send people briefs through it and then also have the work sent to you and you can approve there. And the great thing about a lot of these platforms as well, these apps, is that you can also add the client there. You know what I mean? The client is always up to speed with the work that's going on.
Yeah.
Especially it's just easier for approvals as well, because these days, especially if you're doing, for instance, social media work, right? You can't approve a social media image or post by a printout. It doesn't make sense. Like,
Killing trees.
Yeah, you're killing trees. But the thing is, it also doesn't make sense because a Facebook post or an Instagram post is not going to be printed.
Yeah.
So already what you are looking at as a client or as whoever's reviewing is a problem. So having a digital solution like that is going to help you approve from there. Some people are moving around. The people, your clients are always busy. You are busy. Approval and reviews can happen on the go. That's the great thing about the app features, and you can get push notifications, you can get alerts, and all of that stuff. And I know you've quite like you've used Asana quite a lot.
Yeah.
And you have like great sort of insight into that platform. So you can tell us like how you.
Okay, so a basic example of how I use Asana. So basically, let's say, because I make movies. So, I literally was using it yesterday. So, to get more organized, for instance, I know to make a feature film, there's like 130 steps that I need to follow. This is just me trying to be optimized and trying to work better. So, like concept, script, shoot shot list, there's all these steps I need to follow.
Yeah.
So, because I have multiple projects, what I try to do, I create a template with all the steps in the project.
Yeah.
And then I duplicate that template and apply it to different projects.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm doing, it's kind of like I'm breaking this big
chunk,
really big project into like
Tasks.
bite-sized tasks.
Yes.
And so once I put the task in, I can put a date to see, I'm here. When I do this task, it's going to take me 3 hours. I'm going to put it on this day, on Wednesday next week, from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So I'm breaking it down so that at least I'm doing a little bit, so I don't get overwhelmed by my to-do list. And when I put on the task, you can link it to your Google Calendar so that you can see. By the time it's like Monday next week, I can go to my Google Calendar and I can see, okay, cool. These are the things I need to do this week. And that's how much time I've allocated for those things. So for me, it helps me keep track of things. And also you can even have the paid version of Asana where you can add team members so they're on the project and they know which stage we're at in terms of the project. And then that's how I use it. And I think there's also, I think Slack, I'm not sure if it's Slack or Trello, but you can create specific groups for a project. So the part where you're speaking to designers, only the designers are in the group. If you're working with animators, only the animators in the group, and the production manager can have an overview of everything, and they can be in every group because designers won't have their own group, etc., etc.
The great thing about that is, like, as much as there are groups that are sort of siloed according to designation, you can still find a way to have the groups in their entirety communicate. So once stuff has moved from, sorry about that. I'm just getting a call. I just needed to put that phone on silent. But anyway, like, giving you like sort of like a holistic view of like your projects, and you can get the groups to communicate. Obviously, every project you break it down in phases. So there's phase one. So to work, for instance, if it's a design focused thing, like we need to start with design has to start from there, then you move on to motion and whatever else you need to do, you know what I mean? So I mean, I think with these platforms, like your Slacks, your Teamworks, a lot of them also have, like, they function like messenger apps, like a WhatsApp. So you will get push notifications, and you will get like a lot of alerts, right? So it'll keep reminding you. You can set alerts as well. It'll remind you that project A is still running, and you just need elements 1, 2, and 3 to complete everything. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. And what this makes you become, it makes you become a very dynamic individual entrepreneur, because you're not only just the designer, you're not only just the carpenter, you are now forced to become a project manager. And I think that's also another key thing that a lot of people miss, because project management means that you're going to be able to be resourceful. You have to, it's all about being resourceful. You have resources and time. How do you use all of that to deliver value to your client? And these apps help you with that.
And and get organized, because being organized is very important. I mean, we always have the thing of like, you're creative, you have to be all over the place. But being organized helps, And I mean, the point of getting organized is that it needs to be easy for you to find stuff. Because if you've done like 100 projects, and then you're just working as you go, by the time you need to find something, you're gonna get lost. Even like, it can be as basic as when you work on a project on your computer, create a folder for that project and create subfolders and say script, images, design, animation, mix, sound, however your job works or whatever you do. Create folders and have the relevant documents in the relevant folders, and then you still have to organize it by month, by dates, by year, so that 3 years later, when you're looking for a document that you worked on 3 years ago, it's in 2013 January. Just everything is organized.
And just to also support that point, the other thing is we also often find ourselves being very heavily reliant on our hardware. So another important thing for just managing your projects, using your Google Drive, right? So you can have all the important work. You don't want to lose work because you lost your laptop or a memory card or an external. Also, just get into the culture of just saving stuff on your G Drive. You could use Dropbox, so just you can have the work, because there's nothing worse than losing work. And let's say now you've moved on from a particular client, they're now using a different supplier, and they want open files from you, and you're like, damn, I lost my laptop. And you see that's already now looking like it's a bad look. So these things will help you do that. And also, they also have their own storage limit. So if you're using a free version, they will tell you that, okay, your storage limit is 10 gigs. Once you've passed that, because you can pass files, you can send files, you can store files on them. Once you pass that, then you'd have to pay. But when you get to a point where you now are reaching maybe the 10 gigs, then maybe you can explore a Dropbox. You know what I mean? Have a specific link that you can use to store all your work, and then integrate all of those things with your project management apps.
And another thing about Google Drive that I read about a few months ago is that if you're working and and the more projects you work on, the more hard drives you need, the more ways you need to back it up. So Google Drive has a thing where if you open 5 accounts, right, with Google Drive, you will have unlimited space on Google. So you can store terabytes of data on your Google Drive as a backup. So yes, you work on your stuff at home, but you can also you back it up on Google Drive, and then at least your projects are at different places. Yes, the con is obviously now when you need that project, you have to download it, and depending on your internet, how fast is it going to download? Is it slow? Is it fast? But it's just something to think about. You can have unlimited space on Google Drive if you open 5 accounts.
And that's a dope hack. You can open 10 accounts, and I think how much space do they give you? 15 gigs, I think.
For one account you get 15 gigs.
So now you can actually make that 150 if you open 10 Gmail accounts. You know what I mean? And that's
not
a lot
even
of space.
like unlimited, like not even 150,
really?
Like unlimited, like it's.
That's a really nice
hack. You can have I don't know, 100 terabytes. I don't know about a petabyte, but you can have a lot of stuff. So it's just like one hack. Another I think it's when you were speaking about client work. So usually when you do video work and animation, you send the video to client, and the client will say, at 2 minutes, 30 minutes, I do not like the shot of this animation. So they can usually call you, or they can send you an email, or they can send you a text, or tell you face to face. But sometimes there is miscommunication. So now there is a online app called Frame.io. So with that app, it's not an app, it's a website. You can send your client a video on Frame.io, and then the client will watch the video on Frame.io, and then they can even draw on the video. Like wherever they're talking about something, they will draw and write down, I don't like the shot, I don't like this thing here, if you're doing design or animation. And then so everything that they draw on the video, it is time-stamped, so that when you go back and you do it, you do the changes, then you know exactly where it is. Because versus if the client says, I don't like that shot with the baby, there's like 10 shots of babies in your project, and you're like, okay, which shot are you talking about? But then with Frame.io, it's going to be very specific. Like they can literally
circle,
draw.
And that's so game changing, because time is such an important resource, and it just cuts that time out. And I'm assuming what it happens is you can circle the area and also leave like a note.
Yes, exactly.
Sheesh, that's amazing.
So Frame.io also. So Frame.io, Google Drive, Asana, and there's a whole bunch, like all the bunch of project management tools we named. Some of them send you emails and notifications. Even Google Calendar, as basic as it is, you can plan out your whole week and say, I know this is my to-do list. I'm gonna schedule time for how long I'm gonna take for everything, and you know obviously what the priority project or task is. Put that in the front, and then you know where you are. And every time you finish the task, you tick it off. There's even an app called Todoist. So there's so many. There's Google Tasks. There's so many.
Google Tasks.
And what I like about working digitally is that it's not like paper where you can lose a notebook.
Dude, everything is digital is cool, because the concept of digital is measurability and saving and backing up. So you covered with all of these platforms, and you can always reference back and go back and say, oh, okay, this is where I was, and you can also see progress and stuff. And the fact that there's progress bars, you don't even have to build spreadsheets. I know, like back in the day, they used to use a lot of Gantt charts for project management, and you would literally have to build it on Excel. So that is no longer a thing. You don't have to do it. And also another tool, if you, for instance, your construction or mining or certain sectors, right, or industries. There's also something called Microsoft Project, right? Or the free version of that is a project management tool called Project Libre. So that's open source. Now, Project Libre helps you build project plans for engineering, or you can even adapt it to mining or any other industry. But Project Libre and Microsoft Project are really great project management tools that I've interacted with when it comes to engineering and all these other sort of hard industries and hard, like, you know what I mean? So those are also other ones that you could look at, but those ones are obviously they have to natively sit on your machine or your phone.
Yeah, and I think that's it, guys. So if you like this content, please drop a comment below. Let us know what project management tools you use. Have you used any of the ones we mentioned? Please like this video and subscribe. And maybe even hit that bell button so that you can be notified every time we drop a new video. So yeah,
let's build a community. Let's keep rocking and rolling, and let's, you know, just share tips and grow our economy.
Let's get rich.
Yeah, let's get this money.
Okay, not getting rich, but let's get better. Yeah.
We are at some point.
Oh shit, I'm supposed to say goodbye. Peace out.
Peace.
Shit.